So you've been running your agency for a good couple of months now, maybe even a couple of years, right? And you've hit your first 10K month, or maybe even 20K month, or maybe even slightly higher. And you've started to realize in the back of your mind that you're actually done being stagnant, right? You want to be able to get to that 100K per month. So the goal of this video isn't necessarily for beginners, okay? This is for people that are stuck at like 10K a month, 20K a month, maybe even higher, right? And you want to get to this lucrative 100K per month. So before we get into the video, obviously I'm someone that does 6 figures a month anyway, so I'm more than happy to share all of the things that I think are really relevant for agency owners right now that are trying to get to this cycle, okay? I actually remember being stuck at like 20K a month for so long, and then within like, I would say, I think it was about 45 days, we were able to go from 20 to 100, right? And it is just these couple of things that I'm going to be talking to you today. So even by watching this video, you might be able to take one thing that you implement into your agency and it will double your revenue, right? So it's worth sticking around, okay? I'm literally just going to drop raw source for you. So first things first, let's talk about the one funnel syndrome, okay? Now, you do not want to be the person that actually has multi-funnels when you are doing small numbers. And I'm going to call 10 to 20K a month small numbers, but the one funnel syndrome is something that you actually want. You do not want to be this guy that does every single funnel. And I'll explain it for you, right? So this funnel here, I'm going to say is your VSL funnel. This one might be a lead magnet and this one might be a challenge funnel, right? Realistically, if you haven't quite mastered this VSL funnel to 6 figures already, then you need to be putting your time and effort into this, okay? You do not need more funnels, because more funnels actually takes you away from your focus so that you can actually find out what's stopping you from getting to that next level. Now, I remember this so clearly in my journey, right? I remember being stuck with one funnel consistently, like 20K a month for so long, I can't even remember, right? And I remember thinking, oh, I just need more funnels. I need to do more things. When actually that wasn't the case. So here's the real winner. The most important thing that I needed to do was data, okay? I needed the data, because if I had started tracking data, for example, with a VSL funnel, it's even things like VSL retention, right? That told us that we had a VSL and that we had to do a new VSL. But when you start tracking data, that's when you can identify the bottlenecks in your business. Now, as a CEO, let's call you a CEO, right? We don't have a board, but founder of your business, you want to call yourself CEO, whatever, right? You need to realize one key thing. With data, we can really find out the issues in our business. We do not scale businesses based on predictions, okay? To get to your first 10K a month, hard work, predict, hold on to your seat, mindset, whatever, right? But when you're going from 20 to 100, you can't guess the next step. You actually need to look at what your business is doing and why there's problems in your business. Now, literally, as a CEO, we're going to call it CEO, like I said, you are just a problem solver. So if you can take one thing already from this video, if you're tracking some data, you might be tracking your revenue drawdown, your ROAS, your profit, your close rate, whatever. Have a look at your business and go through and see if there's any metrics that you're missing when it comes to tracking, because this will give you a clear picture. Everything. I am talking absolutely everything you can genuinely think of. Use ChatGPT as well. Model your business out in ChatGPT and be like, what am I not tracking? What can I track? And you will get the answers that you need. That's number one, okay? Now, I say it's number 1 and 2, because number 1 is technically this as well. Do not be doing multi-funnels, okay? Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is mindset. Because when you get stuck at, let's say, 20,000 a month, you start to think that you are in a very good part of your business, right? You might be able to do, I don't know, 12K profit a month. You're able to get your Rolex. You're able to get a nice Merc. You're able to go out to dinners. And you start to feel like you're the man, right? And realistically, you're only doing 20K a month. You're at the bottom of your potential. I want you to think like this. There are on this planet right now. I'm currently sat in Dubai, right? There's guys down there with £5 million yachts, £10 million yachts, £20 million yachts. They're not doing this on 20K a month. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be someone that is so focused on materialistic things, because if that's not what drives you, that's fine. But in the grand scheme of things, a business doing £20,000 in revenue is okay? Now, I'm not saying you're doing bad. I'm just saying in the grand scheme of things, it is not gonna get you to that freedom that you genuinely want if you are looking for that next step. So here's what you're gonna do. You are gonna make sure that you understand what it is you genuinely want for your business. You need to find that energy again, okay? So we're gonna reset our goals, because you're likely putting your goals, you feel like you've already achieved them, right? Like, we're not resetting our goals. So we need to start thinking way bigger, okay? And you might have to do this by actually spending a bunch of money, okay? Put yourself in a position where if you don't make money and you don't take another risk, then, well, you're kind of right? And that's what you want. You want that hunger again. You want that £0 feeling, because you've done really well to get from 0 to 20K, but now we want to go from 20 to 100, and it is not going to happen if we don't rewire our mindset to actually start thinking like someone that is doing 100K a month. Now, that might mean you want to invest in yourself, okay? And when I say spend money, you don't want to spend money on another Rolex. You've already got one, right? You want to invest in yourself. You want to invest in your business. You want to invest in your people, invest in your systems. You need to invest. You need to put yourself under so much pressure so that you can get to that next level. Now, another thing that I want to talk to you guys about, it is kind of mindset related as well, even when it comes to scaling a business, but it's making sure that you are networking, okay? Attend as many networking events as possible. And the reason why I say it ties in with mindset is there are some people that say to me, oh yeah, Dan, I'm not going to go to that mastermind where everyone's doing 100 grand a month and I'm doing 20 because I feel like a bit of an idiot. But that's exactly why you're not doing 100K a month. Don't worry what other people think of you. Get in the right rooms, okay? By getting in the right rooms, you are going to make so much more money. In fact, I'm going to give you guys a story. Last night, I was out for dinner here in Dubai with an entrepreneur. He's a friend of mine, and he does £500,000 a month, okay? £500,000 a month. Absolutely ridiculous. In fact, he did a live call for the guys inside Client Capital, right? And £500,000 a month is crazy amounts of money. You know, he's an 8-figure entrepreneur at this point. And one thing that I really realized was when I'm talking to him, and I'm someone that does 6 figures a month, I'm thinking, I'm doing so, but it remotivates me and I'm able to really learn. So again, get your circle right. Make sure that you are networking. If you don't know anyone that you can network with, either join Client Capital Network, where we've got loads of guys doing 5 figures a month plus, or start attending networking events. Join some masterminds, right? Go and spend your money with some other creators as well, right? Go to these places, get involved, because that is how you are going to get to that next level. I can recommend so many guys if you want to hit me a DM, right? I go to as many as I can because I think it's so important to surround yourself with the right people. Now, the other thing that I'm going to say in terms of scaling, and this is really important, systems. Level up your systems. What you really need to understand is going from 20 to 100K is going to be systems, people, and infrastructure. Now, I'm not going to recommend all of the systems that you need, right? Because this video will be so long. But if you haven't actually got systems in place, right? Or you've got some basic ass automations in your business, or there's no real structure, you've got no SOPs, like, you are getting to the point where your business isn't really running properly, right? You need to be able to implement these systems. How can you take the time away from yourself, distribute it to other people in your team, distribute it to a system, even if you have to put your hand in your pocket and make a little bit more money so that you can then actually have the right systems for your business? You're gonna make way more money doing that, right? So have a look at your tech stack, because I remember initially our tech stack was right? But we started spending on our tech stack. We started networking. We started going on demos with random CRM companies. We started looking at things, because actually once we started nailing down our tech stack, everything moves so much easier. Now, the last thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about, I've mentioned people actually. Let me go back to people. People's really important. You need to hire quick, but you need to hire right, okay? And this is quite hard. Obviously, finding the best hire all the time is difficult. There are people that just don't give a when they're working a job, but you want to incentivize your people. You want to grow. If you're at 20K a month and you're doing absolutely everything yourself, you're an idiot. You need to go back to the drawing board and you need to go, right, I need some hands. I would rather pay someone 5K a month and they do X, Y, and Z in my business. I'll go and make that 5K elsewhere, right? Because that is how you're going to give yourself the time to think. Because as entrepreneurs, even though it's very fast and we're always busy, it's currently, 10:45 on a Sunday night. I'm in Dubai right now and I'm working, right? This is technically work. We're always moving quickly. We need time to think. We need time to innovate. We need time to really understand which direction we want to go. So hire the right people, get the right infrastructure in your business. So the last one that I want to talk to you guys about is actually productizing your offer, okay? It's really important that you're able to productize your offer so you can actually scale. I'll give you an example. If right now you have 5 clients paying you 2K a month, and it's taking you, I don't know, maybe 5 hours per client. That right there is 25 hours of your week. And we're talking per week, by the way. That's 25 hours of your week because you haven't productized your offer and you haven't scaled correctly. So what we really need to do is actually look at our offer. How can we either offer a done for you service where you do the build and release yourself, so you can offer a done for you like this. You could offer a done with you, and you can just have a do it yourself offer as well, right? So let's break these business models down a little bit more. Done for you, you are going to do everything, okay? Your team, sorry. So everything is going to be done by your team. That means you can charge upwards of 10K, okay? Upwards of 10K is worth doing it. Anything under that, honestly, not worth doing it. You don't want to give yourself the stress. Then, a done with you. That means you're doing it with them. You're giving them the support that they need. You're building things out. Start charging 5K, okay? Then, the last thing is do it yourself. This is where you really want to productize your offer. You need to have something that is going to take minimal time and effort. And this is only going to be 1 to 3K, okay? So if you can price correctly and you can productize your offer properly, you can actually scale your agency, okay? So this is what you need to think about. And if you're unsure in terms of what to do in every single one of these offers, I will happily do another video breaking down the things that you can actually offer here. But look at your packages. Look at the amount of time that you're spending per client. Is this even scalable to get to 100K a month before you start running to that 100K a month, right? Have a look at it and then come back to us. But look, in the meantime, if you do want to check out Client Capital, click the link below. I'm more than happy to book a call with myself or my team, and we'll get you inside the best agency network. And make sure you subscribe. Take care.